My name is Rebecca. You can find me everywhere as Evil Twin 2, like Instagram and Ravelry. You can find our Ravelry group under I'll Knit With You. You can find those show notes at illknitwithyou.blogspot.com, or you can email me at illknitwithyou@gmail.com. Woo woo woo! How are you guys doing? How are you, my owls and my sheeps, my you? How are you? I had a great week. This was the week of my 26th birthday. I know, I'm 26 now, and I still need to renew my license, even though that was like Tuesday. So I'm dyeing my hair back to brown for my brother's wedding, and I would like to have brown in my driver's license picture, but that also means that I'm driving on an expired license. So, but as of for like 2 days, so, you know, that's how that's going. I had quite a few birthday surprises. My brother and his fiance, I worked late on Mondays, so they were, my brother was already asleep by the time I got home. They had left me a package that included this. I know this is totally out of order, but it's birthday stuff. This is Tail and Tendril, called Elberth. It's 100% merino. It's 4.15 ounces. And it is very lovely. And I'm going to be using the zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. There you go. Here it is. It is like a tealy blue color, and it's awesome. It's so pretty, and I just think it's marvelous. That's how good it is. I want to use that. That's my chin. Ah! I found the remote for my camera, so I'm really excited about that today. They also gave me a Stitch Fix gift card, which, if you saw the last episode, you can tell I'm suddenly obsessed. So that's awesome. And my birthday was actually a little somber. The uncle who I had knit the Saloma Slippers for passed away, and his visitation was on my birthday. What are you gonna do? And so it was a really long day, because that's where I was at all day long. And then I came home, and I still had to go to work for a couple of hours because my Tuesday schedule was weird. And my boyfriend had left me some sushi in my fridge. He broke into my apartment. And also, Frozen was playing in my DVD player. And so what he did was he left a note on top of the sushi saying, "I love you," and turn on the TV. And I was like, turn on the TV? What does that mean? And Frozen was playing. I freaked out, and I've watched it like every day this week because it's so addicting, and I love the songs. It's awesome. But first, before we get any farther into the show, let's talk. I got my remote in my hand. Let's talk about new fronds. We had 4 new people this week, including 3, including Hello Nitty, who is Kate from Kansas. We had Heather No, who is Heather from Indiana, and Mare, who is Marie from North Carolina. So welcome, everyone. If this is your first time watching the podcast, welcome to you. And if you are a new viewer, come say hi to me in the Ravelry group, because I love talking to people. And that'd be nice. If you don't Ravelry, send me an email. That works too. So I have something on Blobbins, which is, you know, bobbins, but said funny. I finished my Damson finally. So it is a 2-ply. It is just like 250 yards, I think. It is gorgeous. Let me get my remote. Wah! Here it is. It is beautiful. There are purples and whites, and this is lovely. Zoom it just a tiny bit more. Nope, that's backwards. Ah! Okay, there you go. So it is awesome. It has a bunch of ties on it, right? This is so weird. You can see my face all close up. Okay. It has a bunch of ties on it still from whenever I was soaking it and washing it and stuff. It's not that blue. Why is it doing that? Oh no. Color correct. There we go. It's like a navy. But it's really beautiful. And I don't know what I'm going to make with it. I would think it's about a fingering weight for the most part. I did a lot of long drafting because I've been trying to perfect that. But it went really well. And it's still a little wet. I should let it dry longer hanging up. But I didn't. So yay, that is awesome. As far as works in progress, I can see it on the other side of the room. So just give me a second. Okay, as far as works in progress, I have finished a runner's sock, and okay, shame on me because I'm not using the best yarn here. But this part, the blue, is Knit Picks palette. I've got a reason, just wait. And then the colorful stuff is Vegas Lights by Premier Yarn. They are wool-free sock yarn. So in the pattern it said that certain wools will help wick away if you use just a little bit of it. So that's why I did it, because if it wears out, it wears out. I hand washed several of my socks anyway, so it really doesn't bother me, that part. But I really like the way this one turned out. It's got a little bit of a pattern across the front. Everything is falling across the front. Hold on. So it's this, like, it almost looks like stained glass to me. It's very lovely. And I'm not sure if you're supposed to do it all the way around the sock, but I didn't. I just did stripes. So I had a little bit of confusion on the beginning of this pattern, like, okay, because the first time I didn't stripe it, like, there should be stripes here, and there's not. So I just was reading it and knitting late at night. So I finally figured it out, and I think it looks awesome. And I'm going to leave it zoomed in for just a second while I show you my second sock. So I'll show you Vegas Lights too, because the palette's a little bit boring. This is Vegas Lights. It is crazy colorful. It's nuts. There's like a million colors in here. And this is how far I've gotten on my second sock. There's a little bit of orange, and then a lot of purple. Is it gonna focus? Oh no. Focus. Kind of doesn't want to focus. I feel weird with my face in there. I'm moving this way. Okay. So it's got a little bit of orange and then some purple, but that works. And this is just like, this is my ribbing, so I guess it should go this way. There it is. It's cute. I was making, my white box is gone. I'm having camera things today. Okay, sorry about that. I had to fix my camera. So this is Vegas Lights. It's very lovely and colorful, and I was hoping to have these done for the color run that I'm doing tomorrow. That's not gonna happen. I can tell you that right now, because I still have to work tonight. But yeah, it's going really, really well, and I'm really enjoying it. So these socks have been super, super fun. And that, I'm throwing stuff. And that pattern is Runner Sock by Jennifer Beaver. So, and it's on my project page if you're looking for stuff like that. It is pretty awesome. So as far as works in progress goes, that's it. I have tons of photos to show you. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I spun one more thing I totally forgot about. I also spun this, it's called Eleanor. And then I actually went through and I chain plied it last night because it was a really, really thin yarn, and I did not appreciate that. So it looks really rough right now, so forgive me. But there it is. It's purples with little bits of green in there, but it's mostly purple. And it was like so smooth and so lovely, and then I went and chain plied it like a jerk. But it does look so much better. It's so much thicker chain plied. So I'm not sure the length I have on it now because I just chain plied it last night in like a spur of the moment kind of thing. But I think that it's going to work for what I want it to be much better, which what I want it to be is hexapuffs. So we have quite the hexapuff parade. I have 4 hexapuffs to show you. So one of the reasons that I started chain plying stuff is that this hexapuff exists and is super thin. You can actually see the stuffing through it. And this is not the first time this has happened to me. This is the Quantum Dots stuff that I spun up. It's very pretty. It's by Porpoise Fibers. This is just the most mishmashy hexapuff ever. It has 4, 5 different yarns in it, something like that. But it's just fun. I like doing multiple colors of yarns when I'm going to use it in the corner of something. So maybe one will be of this color, and this one will be up here, and then this one will be like next to it. So they'll kind of correlate. Now, this hexapuff is also multicolored, but it is also my first hexapuff that isn't in focus. No, it's my first hexapuff that has something on it. So it has a little question mark on it. It's a little hard to see, so I didn't use a super high contrast color, but it is on there. And so that was my first time color working, and I thought I'd use a not very easy to see color in case it looked really, really bad. And it does pull at the edges a little bit, so I do need to work on my color work a little bit more. And then I have, oh no wait, yeah, that's my hexapuffs. So I do have one more Gigantor finished object. I finished my windward. So this thing is huge. Huge. It is 96 inches long, which is 8 feet. It is 8 feet of goodness, and I have no idea how to wear it, and I don't know how to wear most of the stuff that I knit, but I thoroughly am enjoying its loveliness. I used up both balls of Noro. What is going on back here? I don't know, I'm just smothered in yarn right now. I used both balls of Noro all the way up, and then I even had to get a little fancy and use some hand spun on the end. So this is actually, hold on, this is actually Eleanor right here as the 2-ply that it was before I went and chain plied the 2-ply, so I guess that makes it a 5-ply. And then this was a little bit of the porpoise fiber. No. Yep. Porpoise fur quantum dots. So that's the red stuff right here. And that was also single ply. And I went back, after I knit up the Hexie Puff, I went back and chain plied that. So there's that little tiny section. And I actually didn't do the very last section because I was so far out of yarn. Whoa, the wrong way. But this is one of the reasons I'm using the zoom today, is because I wanted to show you this in its entirety. And even now, like all the way back here, this is zoomed out completely. I can't even show you because it's too big. The sun is setting while I'm talking to you guys. I'm sorry. So my windward starts over here. I'll show it to you as it goes. It goes this way. It starts on this corner and then becomes this square. And I love what the color stripes did here. The color work happened. So how the color pulled? No, it didn't pull. Just how it exists. I like how it exists. And then this part happens and you bind off a little bit and you add this angly piece. Hold on, get this stuck behind me. You add this angly piece and it arrows down into the end. And it's huge. It's so huge. This is like a scarf for 4 people or something. So there's lots of there's lots of rough bits where the corners aren't quite perfect. And that's because the windward is all about changing your sails. Oh, that looks kind of nice. Changing your sails as the wind blows you, and just like being able to go with the flow. And that is a really big deal to me. There's a quote saying when the storms came, okay, what's the quote? I'm gonna look it up. There's an Elizabeth Edward quote that says, "She stood in the storm, and when the wind did not blow her away, she adjusted her sails." And that has resonated with me a lot, just adjusting your sails. So much so that my mom had it put on the iPad case she got for me a few Christmases back. She adjusted her sails. Is it out of focus? Of course it is. It says it, I promise. But I don't know, sometimes it's not easy to go with the flow. And you feel like things are just gonna blow you away. Like you just feel like you can't take it anymore. And I've even had moments like that on the podcast where I've just been like, listen, you guys, I'm so stressed out right now. I cannot take it anymore. But you just gotta adjust your sails and go with it. And so when I ran out of yarn for the second time, because I used 2 different balls of Noro, and the first one was fingering weight, and the second one, when I bought it, I guess couldn't tell what was going on. I guess I'm really bad at telling the weight of yarn when I'm in front of it, because I knew it wasn't fingering weight, but I thought maybe worse, it's Aran weight yarn. I bought Aran weight yarn instead of fingering weight yarn, which I knew it wasn't to some extent, but it's fingering weight, it's Aran weight, and then it has 2 more bits of very, very thin yarn at the end, and it's all just go with the flow. And I think this is an awesome scarf. I'm gonna wear it all the time. It's so squishy, except now that it's super hot outside, I'm not gonna wear it at all. Well, I'm wearing it right now, I guess that counts. But sometimes life's gonna push you down. You try to get back up, dust your scarf off, and yourself too, and get back out there. So it's really, really ranty. If you knit Hexapuffs, make sure to put them in the Strut Your Puff thread. If you're knitting socks, make sure to post them in the, for questions about starting socks, we've got a sock prep thread. For questions about stuff on the way, I know it's getting really dark outside, we've got the socket thread. And then for finished socks, we have the finished sock parade thread. So there's multiple sock threads, and I'm closing those in just a few days at the end of April, which is okay because there's another podcast picking up a sock, do your own sock kind of thing, FO, or do your own sock kind of thing, knit along. And that's the Mustache Podcast. So if you didn't get your socks finished in time for me, you know, continue working on them on a different podcast. And there might be other people doing it too, but that's just the one that I watched that I just saw was doing it today. So, again, this is a really short show. I'm not trying to do 12-minute shows for you guys all the time. That is not my intent. But it is getting really dark all of a sudden. I guess the sun is setting very quickly. I hope you guys had as good of a week as I did. I'm doing the color run this weekend, and so next week I will have pictures from the color run to show you. It'll be very exciting. And who knows, by next time you see me, my hair might be brown again. I hope not. That'd be sad. But it's gonna happen pretty soon. Hopefully I'll have a new license by the time I text you guys next time. Not very good about that. But that's it for me. Upcoming projects that I plan on knitting. My friend requested a hat and a scarf back in February, and I told her she'd get it when she got it. You know, if I'm making something for you, I'm gonna make it on my own terms, and she said okay. So I'm gonna make a hat and a scarf for her and a baby sweater for a baby on the way that we got. So that's what you can look forward to from me. But that is all I have for today. So wherever you're at, whether it's your birthday or your very merry unbirthday, as they would say in Alice in Wonderland, I hope you have fun knitting with me, and I will knit with you.